Good morning everyone, I am JENNICA MONTIEL, a BS Ed Social Studies 2 student, and today I am gonna answer 5 questions concerning the early, classical, and medieval Japan and Korea. So here is our first question. What are the roles of Buddhism in the development of Japanese civilization? Did the coming of Buddhism in Japan supplemented or supplanted their Shinto beliefs? Buddhism greatly affects every aspect of the Japanese civilization. The influence in culture is evident. Through this, the Japanese people become vegetarian, and together with its introduction is the commencement of the cremation and funerary rituals that led to the decline of their tomb-building culture. Moreover, Buddhism influenced every aspect or class of the society, from the elites up to the peasants. As we all know, Buddhism offers a hope for a better life, and this appeals to the peasants and elites who find their solace in entering monasteries and engaging in meditation and the likes. I think the coming of Buddhism in Japan supplemented their Shinto beliefs because it helped Shintoism to reconstruct itself in order to contend or fight with Buddhism. So let us now proceed to the second question, and this is, what are the effects of Taika, Nara, Heian, and Ashikaga in the development of their political and cultural uniqueness to China? Taika leads to the introduction of Taika reform, thus serving as an emblem to establish a Chinese form of taxation, Chinese style law code, and the imposition of a uniform centralized rule. While on the other hand, in Nara period, Buddhism was further spread. It also forged a strong relationship with Balhae, the state of northern Korea, and Manchuria. The expansion of state bureaucracy and the control of its central government with its provinces and the heightened military presence was evident during this time. More importantly, this provided the two most important literature of Japan, the Kojiki and Nihon Shoki, as well as the construction of Todaiji with its great Buddha Hall. During the Heian period, there was a Heian aristocracy. The Uji rulers owned large land holdings, and they were governed by a Shesho, a regent that represents the Fujiwara family. The creation of the Japanese own form of writing using Chinese characters led to the creation of the two most important literary contributions of this period, the Tale of Genji and the Pillow Book. Lastly, the Ashikaga, the flowering of culture. Zen Buddhism, tea ceremony, and no drama was introduced. During this time, fighting of warlords in order to strengthen or preserve their power was extremely flourishing, and the arrival of the West contributed to the breakdown of Japan's central control. Proceeding to the third question that asked about how Shoen system differs with European feudal system. A shoen is a private tax-free state owned by a powerful Japanese landowners. The shoen system contributed to the weakening of Japan's central government. Japan laid the basis of a feudal system involving a lord granting a person a control or management of a land in return for loyalty and service. European feudal system, the manor was governed by individual contract between a lord or a vassal. Further, landlords leased out lands or fiefs in exchange for loyalty of a vassal. The major difference between the Shoen system and the European feudal system has to do with the way the land was owned in these two places. In Europe, the lord or vassal owned the land in their domains, while in Japan, the peasants owned the land, and there was a limitation on how the shogun could exploit that land for their own purposes. So we are now done with the first 3 questions. So let us now proceed to the 4th question, which asked about what are the possible reasons why Koreans were able to successfully preserve their own identity despite of their constant adoption of Chinese culture. I think one of the main reasons of this is their selective adoption of Confucianism. Their ability to maintain the professional military character enabled them to preserve their military aristocracy. Even though they adapt their culture, they added their own innovation that made them create their own sense of separate identity. The ability to retain their own indigenous culture as the basic fabric of their identity contributed to maintain their own culture's distinctiveness. We are now proceeding to the last question, and this asked about my opinion on why the earlier years of Japan and Korea become classical. I think the earlier years of Japan and Korea become classical because of their insularity. Japan were never subject to political control, and they are free to select and adapt ideas to continue their indigenous culture, thus creating a unique approach to religion, government, and the arts. Korean Peninsula also share the same characteristic as Japan because it is also set off from the mainland. So that would be the end of my discussion. Till next time, bye!